Let's take it down southward, where tonight a small town in Alabama is mourning the loss of their mayor, who died of an apparent suicide just days after a conservative news site published a story that showed alleged photos of him on social media, allegedly wearing women's clothes and makeup. They claim he led a secret life and labeled himself on sites as a transgender curvy girl. NBC News is not going to show those pictures. The news site did not respond to our request for comment. Copeland is also the pastor at a local church where he addressed the two articles just 2 days before he died. Listen.
I apologize for any embarrassment caused by my private and personal life. I have nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of things that were said were taken out of context.
I want to bring in Morgan Chesky, who's covering this one for us tonight. Morgan, Mayor Copeland had been the mayor of this town, Smith's Station, for years. What else do we know about him and how this happened?
Yeah, Hallie, elected back in 2016. We know that Smith Station is a town of about 5,000 people. And when Bubba Copeland was elected, it was reported that he really wanted to try to grow this small community, bring new business in. It was a place that he recently described as a modern-day Mayberry. And by all accounts, he was successful during his tenure as mayor. And you mentioned, Hallie, he wasn't just the mayor of Smith Station here. He was also the pastor of a local church, also owned a local convenience store. So he was just about as involved as you can get in a small rural community there, where he had been beloved by many. And in 2019, he even had a chance to meet then President Trump. His major test as a local leader came whenever this community endured a horrific tornado that killed 23 people in that small community there. And it was building from that he initially intended to run again, of course, up until he tragically took his life on Friday following the publishing of that article that we will not be showing. Hallie?
Can you talk a little bit about the community, the people there, how there is so many people feeling the pain of this loss very deeply?
Right, still incredibly fresh, the emotion raw. We've had a chance to hear from people in the community on both sides of the aisle, expressing their just shock at the loss of a beloved community member. I know that one of the most visible is former Alabama Senator Doug Jones. I'd like to share what he shared following Copeland's death. He said it is sad and disgusting how he was treated by the news, that conservative news site, for personal decisions, however misguided they may have been. We live in a mean, bitter world where the self-righteous tend to throw the largest stones, and the 1819 News is the perfect example. Right now, there is no timetable on who will succeed Copeland. We do know that the news site, as you mentioned, has not responded to NBC News request, but this is a small community, Hallie, that is absolutely reeling following the loss of one of their own. Hallie?
Morgan Chesky live for us with that story. Thank you, Morgan. Appreciate it. Let's get you over to the 5. By the way, if you or anybody you know needs help, you can call or text the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. That number is so important, a resource for so many here. Again, you can also text HOME to the crisis text line 741-741.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.